guy at the airport trying to look at my backpack. Fucking like, oh, I got 30 feral fucking iguanas in here. If you want them running around, sure.
Welcome to the LavaSlug podcast with your host, Mike, just normal ass Mike, and Big Sloppy Dick Hale.
Whoa,
the
we're
huge
switching roles today.
fucking Dick Hale.
Okay.
Biggest dick in the world.
To be fair, to all of our viewer out there, I have a very tiny penis. Super tiny. Actually, good segue there. Have we talked about that? The tiny penis theory?
What? No. What? Go ahead. What is the tiny
okay.
penis theory?
So, I could have swore we've talked about this before. It blows my mind. Well, so
Maybe we have. You just have to refresh me.
the tiny penis theory. So basically, advertising to women that you have a really small penis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have to see it.
Yeah, so they're inquisitive from that moment on. You advertise, promote this idea that your penis is super, super minuscule, tiny as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Started doing this in high school because everybody was always bragging about how huge their dick was.
Yeah, and that's usually a lie.
And women want a guy that stands out, a little originality.
Mm-hmm.
Goes a long way, especially when you're 17.
Yep.
So, I wasn't the tallest dude, wasn't the fastest, best looking, whatever.
None of those
So I had to
things.
stand out.
Yeah.
Tiny dick. Boom. Instantly.
Boom. Instant.
So they're
You're
thinking...
fucking running through pussy.
Yeah, dude, just fucking me and my Skechers getting after it.
Slipping and sliding.
Lightening up, fucking helium through bitches.
Slide to that snail trail, you know what I'm saying?
I had Justin Bieber hair before it was cool, so...
Yeah, you were a little you're a little hottie.
Yeah, man. I was a little Hollister boy. But anyway, fucking, you tell them that it's super tiny, they're convinced in the back of their mind that you're fucking lying.
Mm-hmm.
But they're thinking, like, maybe he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So now they're pondering. They're thinking, aggressively pondering this idea that they have to know.
They need to see it.
So now, they take you up on it. They're like, hey, I'll go on a date with you, whatever. Cool. I'm just letting you know again up front that I have a tiny penis. Mm-hmm. Is that cool? Whatever. I don't believe you. Like, it's not that small.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward, couple dates. You're, clearing third base, heading to fucking home.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to close the deal.
Which is amazing you even made it to third base.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, most times.
They want to see your penis. Yeah. They're surprised that, what if it is small, if you're telling the truth. But they're ready to, like, risk that. Roll the dice.
So they roll the dice. We're rounding third. And now my penis is out.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it. This is the first time.
Flaccid or hard?
Hard. Rock solid. Fully torqued.
Fully torqued.
24/7. Never know when you're going to have to fuck your way out of a hairy situation. So you stay ready.
Yep.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Fucking, I'll throw them at you all day.
Yeah, he's got them.
But fucking now she has a penis in front of her, staring her dead in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, you said it was 3 inches. Turns out it's actually 4.
Ooh.
That 1 inch is going to blow her fucking mind.
Subvert expectations.
Why? Because she was thinking worst case scenario this whole time. She's thinking this guy has a micro penis. It's super fucking tiny. It's a toe amongst a lush tree forest of fucking pubes.
Yeah,
It's
a minkin of pubes.
Yeah, it. So then when she sees it, or she gets down there and she sees, oh shit, it is only 3 inches.
Hey.
Dick's already out.
It's
out. In your face.
It's getting sucked.
You've gotten here. You got 2 options. Put it in your mouth. Or, no, it's not for me.
And every time
Either way,
put it in your mouth.
Cool. Well,
Either way, it's already out. Like, you see a dick, it's going
I mean, we're already here.
Yeah.
Why not?
Waste your time. It might work.
You can tell your friends that I had a tiny penis. You know what I mean?
Don't care.
Like,
you're already fucking.
Yeah, I'm already here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not 100%, you know what I mean, the batting average on that method, but it's gotten some play. It's worked.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen.
I feel like that's a good strategy.
By all means, take this, run with it.
Learn, younglings.
I think it works. And on top of that, everybody's tired of, hearing about how big your dick is.
Big dick energy, yeah.
Like,
nobody believes it. If you say you have a big dick, even if you do, nobody believes it.
No one trusts it.
No.
But the minute you say, "Oh, I have a tiny penis," I don't fucking believe you.
You put a comedic spin on it too, because girls like to laugh. I think girls just want to be comfortable with a guy. They don't want to be pressured.
Giggle and be told they're pretty and feed them chicken nuggets.
Feed them chicken nuggets. You gotta feed them chicken nuggets.
Dude, tell them they're pretty. Rub their butt.
They're
feed
mad.
Them chicken nuggets. You got it made in the shade, sipping lemonade. Fucking, you're golden.
Yeah.
But tiny penis theory. There
tiny
you go.
Penis. Yeah, because you can't walk. Because you don't even. No matter how big or small your dick is, it doesn't. Size does not matter. Because once you get in the bedroom, once they see it, it's game over. They're getting fucked by it.
That dick's out, man. We're we're swinging.
So you have a huge cock. You can't unless
you don't know how to use it.
Well, for one, you don't know how to use it, but you can't walk. It's not a Lamborghini. You can't walk around with it.
That's like a civilian walking onto the gun range and grabbing a 50 cal, and they've never shot a gun in their life. You know what I mean? Just because you have a big gun doesn't mean, doesn't mean you know how to use it. And
there's the things around your dick that matter. Like your fucking facial expressions or the motion of your hips. I mean, you can probably get a lot further with a nice motion. I feel like that's why dancing is such a hot thing for women, because they're seeing some sort of movement, some sort of body control.
Pelvic rhythm that you're able to keep. That's why dance is so sexual, man. It is. It's very intimate. Like, I took ballroom dance classes. Fair enough. It is a super, super just homosexual atmosphere. I'll be honest with you.
Did you get any pussy there?
No.
I figure if you did cheerleading.
What's that?
I figure if you did cheerleading.
I didn't do cheerleading. I was the mascot.
I figured if you did cheerleading, like if I look back on life.
Yeah, you probably would have gotten some. Yeah, for sure.
Hella pussy.
But I did ballroom dance classes. One of the girls I went to church with, my mom were super fucking close. She needed a dance partner. So they knew that I taught myself how to break dance in high school. So they were like, hey, would Kale be interested? I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll give it a shot.
Did you like it?
It was so fucking difficult, man. I'll be honest with you. Like, I expected it to just be a cakewalk, and the amount of posturing that you have to do, like, you have to be so prominent in your stance, your facial expression, where you're looking, when you're looking there. It was a lot, man. My instructor, Wayne, he froze forks overnight because my posture was awful. Still to this day, I remember it, and like I'll like have to like fix myself sometimes.
Froze forks? What do you mean?
Froze forks,
like eating utensils.
Silver eating forks. Like, yep, froze them. Next day, we get to class. He takes them out of the freezer, and he goes, "Okay, Kale, since you want to slouch all the time," he takes them and puts them in my belt line inside my pants so that they're facing inward.
Yeah.
Every time I'd slouch, they'd stab me in the love handles.
Oh.
By the end of class, I was bleeding. It was awful.
Slouch.
But it made me bound and determined to be better about my posture. I'm not to this day. Obviously I'm slouching right now, but it was difficult, man. I got to meet, I don't remember their names, but it was this Russian couple who were like top 5 in the world.
Oh, nice.
He trained them as well. It was super cool. Got to go to Indianapolis and work out with them for a day.
Nice.
Watch them. It's not something I think I could do or entertain again. Like, I love dancing, don't get me wrong, but it's so much to it. Like, I have an appreciation for Dancing with the Stars because I've done that stuff before.
Yeah, you've had to learn out of nothing.
It's tough.
Yeah.
If you've not got a background in dance to begin with, learning the steps and learning the counts and learning the turns and the lingo, there's a lot. But yeah, man, dance is very intimate, very sexual, very powerful. It's awesome. Yeah.
Nice. I feel like posture is important.
Did you ever do any dance classes or anything when you were younger?
No, I'm straight.
Oh, well, touche. Touche.
Anyway.
Eat shit and fucking die, Pikel.
I did track and swimming, and that's about it.
I could see you being were you a distance runner?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3,200?
Well, no, I did cross country for one season before I dropped out of high school. Because I I hung out with degenerates.
Same.
So
It's Indiana,
it
dude.
came
That's
out.
all
Yeah,
we were.
it eventually caught up with me. I stole a scooter.
Yep.
And I was drunk, so I took my mom's car once. Well, more than once, but I got caught. Minor consumption, criminal mischief, some other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, I can do that. I can do a whole episode about my fucking past, boy. But I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I was a wild boy. It was so bad that even when I didn't do something, people thought it was me. Like there was one time somebody stole.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, that somebody had stolen somebody's car radio at a party, and I legitimately didn't steal it, but everybody was coming to me like, "We know you fucking stole it." I'm like, I don't fucking did. I didn't do it, and I honestly didn't know who did it either. I had a hunch,
right?
But it was one of those things. But people were coming to me like, "Oh, fucking."
No, trust me, I dealt with that. It's a small town politics, and everybody knows your last name and your whole family lineage. It was like that in Crawfordsville, man.
Yeah. Small town bullshit.
I hung out with dudes that sold drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So by association, everyone assumed. And there was this rumor that got started that I was fucking slinging heroin in high school.
Damn.
That blew my fucking mind. I was 17 when that came out. And I'm like, okay.
And you were still innocent.
I had smoked weed maybe 5-6 times at that point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start drinking till I was 19. I was a very sheltered kid. Like my parents, my dad used to be a police officer when he was in his early 20s.
Yeah.
My uncle was a lieutenant. My aunt is an excise officer. My other aunt was a judge, and an attorney. Like my whole family. My grandpa was a sheriff, worked for Homeland Security. Like.
So you were in, yeah.
Yeah,
you didn't fuck around with that shit.
Yeah, so it wasn't something I could get away with, you know? And so it was very taboo in my family. And so when I did start trying, fucking around with stuff like that, it was noticeable, because I was the kids I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that rumor got started about me, and where in the fuck do you think I'm getting it? Where's all the money? My mom is letting me drive her vehicle around all the goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
If I was selling heroin, you think I'd be a little more well off?
Something, if you were good at it.
Especially with the epidemic that was going on in my hometown.
Oh my God, meth, heroin, all that shit.
Tragedy.
It was so easy to get. It was easier to get than
everywhere.
cigarettes if you're underage.
Like I told you that story about that motherfucker at the gas station. So I want to say 18 or 19 years
Dude, Evansville, Indiana was like the AIDS capital of the country for a while because of all the needles.
Yeah.
I said noodles. All the needles.
Mike Pence canceled that needle program, and then all of a sudden they started just sharing nonstop, and boom. Yeah, it was all southern Indiana. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, that fucking guy at the gas station when I was like 18, 19 years old fucking come up to me and Brandon asking if we wanted to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to get us to pick up an anhydrous tank out in the country. This motherfucker was like, here's the plot. Here's where you're going to go and pick up this ATV. It's got chains and everything. You're going to hook up to this anhydrous tank and you're going to drop it off here in the country. And I'm like, I had no idea that anhydrous was used to make meth.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like I said, I didn't know a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I knew about weed and I knew about mushrooms.
They were just trying to get kids to go and do it. So if you got caught, you would just go. You would get busted, and then they would,
because they all had geo-trackers on them and shit. So because it was such a issue where I lived at, because fucking everybody was making meth.
Yeah.
These anhydrous tanks would get stolen all the time. So the farmers started putting trackers on them, hidden, so that you didn't know where they were. I'm innocent. I didn't know fucking anything about this. So if I go out there. This motherfucker was like, I'll pay you $45,000.
Oh, man. You think he would have ever, if you had grabbed that tank and it was successful, do you think, how would you even...
Dead.
Yeah.
I don't see, and that's the thing. Brandon's talking to this guy about it, and I'm just like, no, absolutely
yeah, you were gonna be
not.
Yeah.
He's going to blow our goddamn heads off as soon as we show up with this thing, have a whole pack of goons, bunch of skinhead motherfuckers. Like, I know I look the part, but no, fuck all that.
People are stupid. I'm glad I got out of my hometown. I got out at like 18.
I think everyone needs to experience at least a year. Just give me a year
Get out, get away from
Get
the
out.
friends you've been hanging out with.
Clear your mind.
It'd be best for
everything.
everybody,
Yeah.
honestly.
Like, it's amazing what can happen when you just decide to step away from what you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't be comfortable.
Yeah.
That's a virus. It's a curse.
Pressure makes diamonds, man. You know, you gotta go through the furnace. You know, you gotta get after it. But yeah, get out of your hometown. You know, I know a lot of people back home that, you know, they get pissy when I talk down about Crawfordsville. I get it. Some of y'all enjoyed it. You had the best years of your life in high school. You want to continue living that small town politics and everybody knows your last name. You're popular.
That's a special breed. I can't fucking do it.
Cool. By all means. I want to experience more. I want to experience the rest of the world. I want to go travel. I want to you know, be outside of that tiny ass hillbilly town.
Yeah. I want to go back. Next time I go back to the hometown, I want to be fucking wealthier than I am now.
I mean, I'm more wealthy now than I was back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty comfortable, but I still have my weeks where it's like, oh shit, how did I fuck up so hard this week?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where I'm completely broke. I've spent all my money on like material or some bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean that happens to the best of them. You know what I mean? Like it sucks, but you know that's the difference. Though.
That's business. You have to spend a shit ton of fucking money.
Yep. Especially in your line of work, the amount of material you have to purchase and keep on hand, just in the off chance that you do land a large job, you know, because
the shop
you can
right
always
here,
roll it over to the next job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So buying in surplus in your business is such a benefit. You know, buying wholesale like you do.
Oh yeah.
It makes everything so much
because
better.
during like the hard times, or if I'm transitioning from builders or doing whatever, and I have a stockpile, because I've just been burning through the stuff I have in all these boxes.
It's like the water heaters that you were doing. You know what I mean? Like you buy like 5, 6 or toilets. You buy 5 or 6, and oh hey, I need to install 2 or 3 this week. Cool, I'm just sitting on them.
Yep.
So, and you're very crafty in the way you go about plumbing as far as making money. It's really cool to see.
It's hard to do.
I won't divulge to everyone, but it's all legal.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah. But you have to.
It's really cool the way that you are able to monetize every aspect of it. So
if there's a sense that you have to have an organization to it, because you can. If I'm just working by myself, like I have been, it's hard to keep track of all the work you do in a day.
Right.
You have to take some time to write invoices and do that. But yeah, well documented invoices. But I'm trying to do something different. I feel like podcasting will be fun.
I'm excited to see where you go with the plasma centers.
I was talking to my guys about it today.
I've seen how passionate you've been about that and the due diligence and doing the research. So it's really cool to watch that process blossom for you.
Because the thing is, it just seems like a lot easier to raise funds and get people to help with that venture versus getting funds to start a construction company.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to give money for that.
Yeah.
But you say you're doing something in medical, then everybody's ears perk up.
Yep.
So that's the only...
Well, because there's a huge profit margin in medical. I mean, there always is.
And everybody has plasma, so everybody's walking around. You're paying people.
Well, with inflation and shit the way it's been with the economy, there's going to be droves of people that are going to be donating plasma, donating semen, donating anything they can, bone marrow.
Ooh, donating semen.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's money there's money in everything.
I mean, yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, there's a lot of money in it. If you can just get it once you get your first one started.
Yeah.
And
like you said, you've got a game plan set in place, stick to it, You've got, somebody with a lot of experience in the medical background, in your corner, coaching you, helping you.
I've got like 4 other people that I told about that are wealthy that would put money into it.
See?
Because that's why I said, like money-wise, it's medical, and people are like willing to give that type of money out.
They want to get attached to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's medical. It just says medical, so people are attracted to it. But if you said construction, they're like, nah, fuck it.
Well, especially with the housing market the way it is, it's a market that's been so...
It's weird. It's going to get weird.
The scale has been slanted in such a dramatic fashion that it's something that a lot of people are very eerie of. And, You know, with
house
good
is a
reason.
mansion nowadays. Back in the day, it was
Yeah.
like you can't afford a mansion, but you could buy a house.
Yeah.
Now it's like you can't afford a house because it's what a mansion used to be.
Exactly. These
Right.
houses down here are fucking massive that they're
Mhm.
building. I deliver for Amazon, so I've seen these slums and
Mhm.
I've seen the rich gated communities.
And then the middle ground is getting further and further apart to
Yes,
where like
yes.
a nice $500,000 house here is almost shitty.
It's just a regular home.
You're not getting
Yeah.
a brand new house for under $600,000.
Nope.
I don't care with the bedrooms, bathrooms.
It's
I don't care what you say.
Fucking insane.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I've helped you work on some of these homes that are million plus.
$7 million
Yeah.
fucking
We're
houses,
talking
$10 million.
massive fucking homes.
Mm-hmm.
The material's the same.
Yeah, materials all the same.
It's
It's just a lot more of it.
Yeah, there's really no difference, and like, I don't get the huge price differences. I don't.
Yeah.
Like as somebody, I think as rationally as I can on this stuff, and I'm just like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, how is this valued at such a high point over something?
It gets appraised like a lot of times the view too.
Right.
But you're still looking at a 2-story house on stilts, like a 4-bathroom house. You know, in Center Bradenton is going to be $700,000, but
Right.
on Anna Maria it's $7 million, $6 million.
Exactly,
And these guys are making $1 million
crazy.
just in property value.
Yep.
Over the last year. Like last year,
Mhm.
these people buy a house for $6 million, and next year it's worth $7.
Yep.
And they can just fucking cash in and make $1 million fucking dollars. You would just have to convince somebody to give you the money if you didn't have it
Yeah.
to buy one of these houses.
It's fucking crazy, man.
I guess that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at a house, go to a vacation rental company and consult with them, and they give you all the paperwork of what this thing would rent for. You take that to a bank and you do it as an investment property. So you would start an LLC or a nonprofit.
Okay.
And what you would do is, as the business, right? Because you're starting the business, you don't have any fucking money, right?
Correct.
Let's not pretend like we're starting with daddy's money. We don't have 250 grand in the bank.
Right.
We're struggling and we want to start a business and we want to pull ourselves out of poverty. Well, what do? We start a business, LLC, whatever. It's $150.
Yep.
Pull it together, or ask your mom for it, something to get that started, and have AI write you a fucking business plan. Right now, it's easier than ever.
It's simple as fuck. I've sat and watched you do that, and do your invoicing. You know, draw up all this shit.
Yeah, I have AI do my invoicing now.
It's fucking
I've gotten compliments.
insane, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you list off a couple of key parameters, and it runs away with it, and boom, out the oven. Ready to go.
Definitely proofread it just to make sure it looks good. But for the most part, it does a good
Add your own
job.
little twist if you need, but it's insane.
But yeah, have AI write your business plan, let it know what you want to do. Or if you're not good with AI, have one of your buddies do it. You can fucking throw a fucking rock at somebody who knows how to prompt.
Well, is it Fiverr? You know,
Fiverr.
Use an app
Fiverr.
like that. Hey, I need somebody to write a business plan.
Yeah.
Throw them a couple bucks, boom.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, there's plenty of people on Fiverr. But get it set up and where you understand it. And then what you need to do is you can get a loan with no credit if it's going to make money. The bank is a business.
Yeah, they want to see that there's going to be an ROI.
And it's going to be hard, but you have to go around. You have to talk to a lot of people. And it's going to be very uncomfortable. But you're going to need to have... If you don't have money, you're going to have to make up for that in organization and drive.
Right. They have to see that you have, you're detail oriented, you're driven, you know,
you have to make them comfortable.
There's a reward at the end of this, you know what I mean?
Credit unions
They're not
individuals.
just giving away money, you know?
Yeah. They're not just going to hand you fucking money because you have a sob story. Like, I'm poor. I can't fucking... Yeah, we know you're poor.
Everybody's got a fucking story.
Everybody,
They don't care.
Everybody most people that have gotten rich, a lot of them have started somewhere, unless they were a trust fund kid. So you go in, the idea is...
But that money had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, some people have sympathy for your position, and that's what you're banking on. But it's not... You don't need to think about it as something that you need to pay back. If you have a drive for it, it should work.
Right.
And if it's been done before, it should work. Just don't fuck it up and be flexible in the environment that you're creating. It's like a fish tank. You're creating an environment.
Yeah. You're creating your own culture. You're creating an environment. You're creating an atmosphere. So, yeah.
So then you go find a house you like. If you want to be in real estate, you don't have to. Well, this is just for an example. You find a house you like. You consult with a vacation rental company, right? Some places are going to be a higher value than others. Obviously, here in Florida,
right? It's
whatever.
Dramatic,
right? Yeah, there's the tourism is great, and that's where I'm basing what I've learned so far, what I've experienced.
Right.
Is you get with one of those companies, and they'll write everything out for you. They'll write how much it's going to make per day, per night. You know, your occupancy rate in that area. They'll write all the detailed stuff. You don't have to write that shit out.
Right.
And you take all that information to whatever lender that you can put together and have them buy a house. Like say you buy a $500,000 house, which is a normal ass house, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, but you can make $300 a night through a vacation rental company or Verbo or whoever. Right. And they take a cut, whatever it may be, 10% or whatever, and they do all the cleaning and shit for you. Like Verbo and Airbnb, yeah, you know, you're going to have to figure that shit out on your own. It is a cheaper method, but at the end of the day, if you have a company and say, and a lot of people don't think about this too, you go through all these steps, you finally get that funding, right? That's the big step. You get that funding. Now and just don't screw it up.
Yeah.
But once that thing is listed, once the vacation rental company is doing what it's doing, you get pre-rentals. So the second it's on the market, the second it's ready, you have the pictures posted, everything's good, everything's hunky-dory, you went through the hard part. You may have it booked that same day.
Advance, yeah.
And the money you put in, you might see $21,000 in one fucking day.
Right.
And once you see that, then it makes sense.
It's like, oh, shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This all played out perfectly.
I'm speaking of a specific,
a specific realm.
A specific person that I know for a fact. Their first day they put it on Verbo because they did that all themselves. They went the harder route.
Yeah.
That first day it was up, they got pre-orders and they made $21,000 in just pre-rentals that first day. So the down payment they put on the place, which was like they put down like $50,000 hard cash, they paid half of that off in the first fucking day.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Life hack. There you go.
Yeah, and after you pay the thing off, you don't think about those type of things, but you just have to get moving forward. And if it doesn't fucking work, you've got something.
Yeah, you at least tried.
You've taken some sort of fucking risk, and you need to be taking risks.
Well, it's like, the pressure washing business we started. It was a learning experience from top to bottom.
What did you learn?
There's a lot more dotting your I's and crossing your T's than I expected.
A lot of standing your ground.
Yeah, you have to live in a world of rejection for a while. That was the most challenging thing of starting a business. Was just the relentless no's. So I mean, taking that on the chin and barreling forward and trying to keep, getting more jobs, and it's tough, man.
If you kept chugging along, it was an uphill battle. If you kept chugging along, it would. And if we started it with you and Boone. If we were all on the same page, because I was busy with the plumbing, so I didn't really. I helped with the money part. But
I'm not here blaming anybody for anything. You know what I mean? But
I feel like you guys both needed to be out as a unit and tackling this as a team.
Right.
That would have made things a lot easier.
Right. Yeah, it was tough, man. Like I said, from the very beginning, we had determined roles. You were going to be more hands off. You had your plumbing that you were doing, and you were still to this day busier than fuck. So your role was exactly that. You were hands off. You were and it was expected. So Yeah, it didn't pan out fantastic, but
It's not that big of a deal. You had a business and it didn't work out, whatever, but you learned something.
I learned so much from that process, man. And I got a taste of what it was like to work for myself,
to be free,
to be independent, and to pay my bills off my own work and off my own schedule.
Yeah, if nothing else, the freedom that being your own boss is.
It was so fucking invigorating, man. It was so intoxicating to know that I make my schedule. I'm in control of everything. You know what I mean? And it was nice, man. But yeah, it opened up a lot that I didn't realize. As far as scheduling, as far as invoicing.
The little things.
There's so much minutia to it that I wasn't ready for, I think.
Those are the little things that you really have to jump and start doing it to realize what goes into it.
The marketing aspect of it.
Yeah.
I've never done a whole lot of marketing, and so that was an uphill battle for me. It was tough, and the lead generating service,
so expensive.
It's so expensive to use those things. For anybody out there that is doing independent contract work, be very weary of lead generating services.
They could be helpful in the beginning, but don't plan to have them for longer.
Don't use it long term. If you are desperate for work and you've got a little bit of cash on you and you can afford to lose it, use one of these things.
Ends up being about like $200 a week.
Yeah, it gets expensive.
And you make about maybe $500, $600 just in power washing.
We were doing pressure washing, and the thing was that pissed me off about Thumbtack is the app. But the thing that pissed me off was the inconsistency in how much they would charge per job.
Yeah, it was weird.
I would have jobs that were quintessentially square footage, vary of difficulty. Like, it was the same job, but one of them, the lead would be $23, and the other would be $117.
Yeah.
I never they were essentially the same distance travel-wise, you know what I mean? So I didn't understand. And then on top of that, they had guaranteed leads, which basically they would promote you to specific people. You remember?
And you'd be guaranteed.
You'd be guaranteed to be in contact.
But
with
when
that
those fell
person,
through,
you would get charged for them.
Yeah, no matter what.
No matter what. And then if you didn't seal the deal with them, they didn't like your quote, which a lot of times you would give them a quote and they would never respond again. They wouldn't even tell you no. They would just ghost you. It was like a dating app. It was fucking annoying. But yeah, they would charge you regardless of whether you got the deal or not. And that I found faulty, because if you're not actually getting me work,
and a direct lead ended up being like $40. And if you're doing just a driveway, that was your entire profit.
Yeah, man. So you're paying them to do work.
On the power washing thing too, they don't have based on your power washing down here. People run around and do power washing for a driveway for like $20. Do a whole house for $100, which takes you like 5 or 6 hours to do.
The thing that
but Thumbtack wouldn't adjust their prices to industry.
Right.
Like $40 for a lead for a plumber, where I'm going to make $500 no matter what. Yeah. That's fine. But for a power washer, it's their
totally
whole
different. Yeah. It's dramatically different. The biggest thing for me, the more like aha moment for me that I realized that I couldn't compete with these other groups was that one out on Anna Maria that I went out to, we got the tip on, and it was that 2-story house where
on the island where
he was saying that they were going to do it for $300.
It was a 3-story mansion.
No, this was Trevor.
How big was that house?
That was 2 stories.
2-story on stilts?
Yep.
But you had a driveway, two driveways?
It was a duplex. Okay, so it's a long building.
Yeah.
It's not little. Typically, what I would do was $50 per wall for the house.
Yeah.
If it's 2 stories.
Yeah.
Okay, you following? You got what? $400 per floor. So the second floor, it would have been $800 for the house and $200 for the driveways, $100 apiece. Okay, I told him I would do it for $600.
$600.
$600.
That's
All of it.
$100 a side, and then $100 for the groundwork.
I was like, I'll do $400 for the house,
and
I'll do $200 for the driveways. I was like, I'll take.
Because there's a lot of fucking driveway.
I was like, I'll take a bit off the house, because he was one of our friends,
bosses
or something. I was trying to give him, a little hookup, and then he tells me, after I tell him 600, he's like, oh, yeah, the guys I used to have do this, they would do it for 300, and I just looked at him and I go, well, I hope you still, can get in contact with him, because I can't, and I shook his hand and was like, yeah, I'm not gonna. And that was the moment I'm done begging for business.
Yeah.
If you can get it done cheaper, have a great day, man.
Yeah, because you can't.
And that was just when I snapped too and was like, fuck it, dude.
Because that'd be your whole day.
Yeah. And
Right.
I'd had to split it with the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm not, nah, man.
It's too.
It's not worth my time to do that when I can go bust out driveways all day, $50 a piece.
$50 a pop.
And I can do 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
you could rent a power washer, the power washer you have, for $50 a day.
Yeah.
$50 for 4 hours.
So I mean, why would I? Shit, I could charge $100 for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Why would I do that? Why would I waste my time with $300?
Yep.
And I don't feel like we were charging astronomical prices. $100 for a 2-car driveway.
Yeah.
That's pretty generous, man. And I'm using the surface cleaner. I'm coming through and I'm hosing the whole thing down afterward with the pressure washer.
Yeah.
So I get any streaking, anything, any edges.
Yeah, you were on that shit.
Dude, I was very detailed with this shit. I was very methodical about it. And, every job we get to, me and Boone would walk the whole property, eyeball everything out, look at any severe areas, problem areas that we might have, stuff that he could get hung up on with the hoses.
Mm-hmm.
We were very about it, and so it was just disheartening, the amount of no's I took, dude. It was that was frustrating to deal with, but like I said, man, overall amazing experience to for one, to have you mentoring me and starting my own, entity and helping me get that shit off the ground. It was a lot of fun.
What do you think your next business is going to be?
I've honestly, the last year or so since starting that, I've been leaning towards landscaping.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed being outside again. I used to do tree work, like I said. It's always been something that I've enjoyed, being outside, working with my hands, being active. So I couldn't do tree work again down here.
Yeah.
That would be out of the question. But I don't know, like lawn maintenance. Like I've been looking into the turf that they do everywhere.
Like the fake grass?
Treating it. Yeah, starting a crew to go around and treat it and fluff AstroTurf and shit in people's yards.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lucrative business because everyone around here has it.
Yeah.
All these houses on the islands, all the delivery routes that I've done, people have it everywhere. And I don't see a lot of companies doing that.
AstroTurf maintenance or turf maintenance.
Yeah, so I could, hey,
how do you fluff it? Do you have a special tool?
I think there's a roller that they use. It's an electric roller. And they go over it, and then they'll add more of the beads.
Those little green and sand beads or whatever.
So I feel like it's something that I could, use my truck and just throw all my equipment in the back.
Just run around.
Just like I did with the pressure washing. And, hey, I get 10 houses a day that I go out to and do.
Yeah.
Charge, I don't know.
How much is that fucking tool?
I'm not sure.
what would you call it? Turf.
AstroTurf maintenance tools. But I want to say it looks similar to like an aerator, or like a brush in a sense. Like it's a roller.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But
images.
But yeah, I feel like it's a necessity. I feel like it's a need down here. So I could see that being something I'd be interested in getting started.
Yeah. I mean,
because it doesn't seem
you
like
can do it on the side until you grew business, because you wouldn't have a bunch of tools.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, jump full head LLC right off rip.
They have a fucking Milwaukee one that's a battery powered boy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something
$800.
that I've thought about, because it's something that, I'm off 3 days a week.
Yeah.
If I went out 2 days in a row.
Damn. Yeah, just take this fucking thing out and the beads.
Yeah. Just hit people up in all these neighborhoods. Hey, I come out twice a month, however often you want me to come do it. Just ask that all pets are put away and I'll get my shit, rock out.
Because you can even do a thing where you pick up like any weeds that have popped through or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I've dealt with AstroTurf before where the weeds have popped up. I've had to, like those tiki torch the tiki torch I had to put in, I had to pull apart the seams of the AstroTurf, and they take really long steel nails. So even if your turf is starting to pull up on the side, I know how to put that shit back in.
Nice.
And I could do a tool list for you right now, probably. Because you need a tamper, because the sand underneath it is tamped. So when you pull that up, you want to make sure it's tamped down before you put it back in. And then you put these long ass fucking nails in, and it just holds the grass down on all the edges. And then you take your roller on it. So even if you have like damage, you could do repairs.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, if I, start doing that, who knows? Maybe, apply to work for the MLB or the NFL and work on their fields. You know what I mean? Get signed with a team. Go
check
work
this
for
out.
them.
Okay.
Did you know that in the NBA? Hold that thought.
Yeah.
In the NBA, floor sweepers, the guys that mop up the sweat and shit.
Yeah.
They make like $60,000 to $80,000 a year.
Nice.
It's insane.
Money.
Continue.
Okay, so I gotta log back into chat. We can chat GPT. So we'll do a business right now.
Oh yeah, see, this is what we were talking about earlier. Mike literally 24/7 just slapping this in there.
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of fucking.
We were trying to come up with a design for a LavaSlug mascot.
Yeah, we pulled on Dolly too. Yeah,
he put it in there, and it came up with some pretty creative mascots for us. We'll unveil it one day.
Write me a business plan for a artificial turf maintenance company. Add.
See how crazy this is.
Prices for our various services. And give me a list of 20 potential names.
It's literally that simple. And now
and it'll
this
just
thing,
write the shit out.
It'll generate
and you
read
list
and everything, and a business plan. It's absolutely mind-blowing that this is where we're at now. Imagine 5 years from now what this technology is going to provide.
Yeah, it's coming up
insane.
With some good shit. Like, check this out. We got names already. Turf. You have to vet these, obviously, because it's just throwing this stuff together. Turf Guardians, Green Bliss, Turf Maintenance, Turf Menders.
Turf Mender?
Yeah, Turf Mender. Pristine Green. So say you want, and various other. Turf Ace Maintenance, Astro Aid.
Astro Aid?
Yeah. Nice. Green Glaze Turf Care.
Green glaze? Am I coming all over it?
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Jesus.
I've got an executive summary for the business plan. Astro Green Maintenance is a comprehensive artificial turf maintenance company specializing in cleaning, grooming, repair. Bam, throw this in a fucking Wix. Bam, you got yourself a fucking Our company will have a hierarchical structure with a CEO, operations manager, administrative personnel, and a team of trained technicians.
You see how thorough this shit is? This is what AI is capable of right now. Imagine 5 years.
Yeah, regular maintenance, $200 per visit for areas up to 5,000 square feet, including sweeping, grooming, and minor repairs.
See?
Deep cleaning, $350 for areas up to 5,000 square feet, including power washing, stain removal. Well, we'll take that one out. I guess you could power wash the turf.
Yeah. See?
Right? We have a power washer. Repair service starts at $100, depends on the size and complexity of repair. But you just copy and fucking paste this. Make sure you read
that's the thing. I wouldn't do repairs.
Yeah.
I would just stick to cleaning.
Repairs are fucking pretty easy.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. Because you just cut out a patch and then put a new one in, and then you nail it in.
Just sew it back in.
Long fucking... No, you don't have to sew it. There's tape.
Oh, nice.
They have turf tape.
Well, fuck it.
It goes
I'll
underneath.
Do repairs, yeah.
Yeah, you just cut the tape. It's turf tape, and it's got the webbing in it, and you tape it. See, and then probably put a couple nails in.
This is why he is so fucking valuable to me, because literally I knew nothing about AstroTurf before jumping into this. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to you like you're a fucking seasoned pro with it.
I've had to deal with a lot of... I had to work around it.
Oh, I'm fully aware.
So it's like anytime I'm putting tiki torches in, I have to find a way to run my line without tearing up all the turf and doing all this bullshit. But I've had to do a lot of repairs.
So you are very well-rounded in the AstroTurf realm.
Yeah, because over at Scott's house, I don't know if you remember Scott's house. Yep. All those tiki torches coming up, I had to cut those and then buy that tape and put it back together, and it's flawless. That's awesome. It was all about what's going underneath to make it look flat, right? Because it'll seem like carpet. It'll look... You get those seams bumped together, and they have real long 3-4 inch steel nails.
Yeah, I've seen.
They go in.
They're fucking
massive, but they're going into sand.
Right.
So
they need to be sturdy and long.
And they get all rusty and shit, but I think they're supposed to, because then they kind of fill in the space.
Just degrades in there.
Yeah. But obviously, eventually, that would have to change. But yeah, you can do maintenance. Yeah, imagine cutting a little square and charge $100. Takes you 15 minutes to do. You just tape.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's not difficult work.
Yeah.
Like I'd be out in the sun, it'd be hot, but it's something that I'd enjoy doing.
But you just got that tumbler.
Yeah.
You got a full business plan.
Boom. Yeah, send that over to me if you can.
I fucking will.
But yeah, you see, guys, it's literally that simple.
Yeah, go pay.
Mike spent half this episode explaining to you guys how to start in either real estate, and now he literally just showed me in 30 seconds how to start a business using AI.
It's super easy. I recommend anybody start their own business.
And what it's you said earlier, and to get our LLC, it was 200.
Decide what business entity you want. It matters
then you
for
get
taxes.
Your EIN, you get your taxes set up. Fucking
a lot of times you get your taxes set up. The nuts and bolts of it are like, consultant, accountant, but you're gonna have to start paying them out of the bat.
Yep.
Just focus on getting it started and getting out there and selling.
Like you said,
you can do QuickBooks, but get your month in.
Yeah.
Focus on selling the jobs, getting out there and actually working
before you focus on all that.
And then tackle the taxes and figure out what you want to do. If you want to do QuickBooks,
you got to get cash coming in before you start getting all that other stuff.
Nobody's going to come after you for taxes in your first month. You have a year to figure that shit out. Your first month, you're probably going to end up spending more than you're making. So that first month is going to be a wash.
It's going to be tough, yeah.
Right? So don't worry about that stuff. Just worry about getting customers, getting used to talking, getting used to billing. When you're done with a job, get paid. Don't be afraid to be like, oh, well, you can pay me next week. No.
Yep, demand it.
You need money. Either you need to make it known. Communication is key too. Yes. Make it known, hey, when I'm done today, I'm gonna need a check. I'm gonna need Venmo. I'm gonna need Cash App.
That was a tough thing for me. Doing the pressure washing was waiting for these fuckers to pay me.
These people.
They would. One of them specifically would call me up the night before, 8 or 9 o'clock at night, leave me a voicemail because I don't answer my phone after 8 o'clock. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I'm not doing business that way. Leaves me a voicemail. Hey, I need you in Sarasota, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We got a investor group coming through. Really need this hotel done. Blah blah blah. I call him back. hey, just got your voicemail. I need more than 10 hours fucking notice.
Yeah.
Before I do a job. I was like, I can do it, but this isn't how this works. He's like, oh, I appreciate it, blah blah blah. It was like a $500-$600 job. It wasn't like it
wasn't anything small.
It was,
and $600 is a full day.
It wasn't a huge job. It wasn't a huge payday though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So less than 24 hours notice, we got to come out and deal with this. It's before our scheduled time. We usually start at 9 every day because that's when I feel comfortable getting up and starting my day. 9 a.m. I can start working on the dot at 9 a.m. Anything earlier than that, I don't want to fuck with it.
Yep.
And you know what? It's our company. Like, that was the biggest thing for me was that, I'm not starting any earlier than 9. Like, that's a good time, I feel.
9 to 5. Yeah, dude. Get out there and do it.
We usually you have to set up your 6
hours.
6 or 7 o'clock sometimes if the job needed it. But 7 o'clock was usually the latest we'd push it. You know,
I can see if you're a business and you wanted it after hours, like when they're closed. But operating hours are usually 9 to 5.
Yeah, but and then he would demand that the job be done with 10 hours notice. But then he'd take a month to fucking pay me.
To pay you, and
it pissed me the fuck off because the motherfucker, the last time that I did a job for him, he hadn't paid me in 3 weeks.
Yep.
And I let him know last time when I took that job. I was like, hey, like you still haven't paid me for last time. Oh, whoa, let me get a check written, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Expected a check the next day. Week goes by. I just did this job for him the next day. And another week goes by, and it texts me like, hey, man, like, still haven't seen anything from that last job, and I still need to get paid for this job. I was like, like, what's going on? Oh, well, I was just getting ready to write the check.
Sure.
Motherfucker, I'm not your parent, okay? And if this is how you do business, I don't want to do business with you.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to, and so when I picked up the check from him, I told him. I was like, look, man, I like you. You're a nice guy, but this is the last time we're going to do business together. I was like, I appreciate all the business you've given me, but I need to get paid in a timely fashion.
Yep.
You called me up with like 10, 11 hours notice to do a job for you, and you hadn't paid me for the last job. I was like, that, in my opinion, is kind of bogus.
Oh, yeah. Absolute bullshit.
And on top of that, I took a job for you that day, reminded you that I hadn't been paid, and then another week went by, and I still had to ask you again. So,
yeah, these people hire you. Don't be shy to demand payment because that's why you're there. You're not there to have fun and chat.
I'm not here to give away charity.
You're there to pay your bills and make some money and hopefully advance your life.
If we can strike up conversation and have a good time while I get this shit done and get paid.
Plenty of customers that pay me while we're drinking beer.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, you can have a relationship that's further than you can be friends with people, but when you're doing work for your business,
I need to get
business.
paid.
Yeah. Oh, I sometimes will pretend that because I just run everything myself. I like to pretend that there's somebody else in the office. I'm like, well, I don't do the invoicing per se because it's all through email. But, the person in the office does the invoicing. So, and then AI puts in like 20 days, like has to be paid within 20 days. If you pay before like a net 20 or a net 30, where if you pay before the 20 days, you get $150 off or something, depending on the size.
Right.
No more than $150.
See, and that's
I charge $250 an hour.
Yeah. But that was one of the most aggravating aspects of starting, my own business was dealing with that. Was waiting to get paid. And you deal with that on a whole nother extreme because you had to supply material.
I'm a bank.
So you have to have that surplus of cash on hand in order to buy,
Yeah, and I'm all cash.
Yeah.
So not all cash, but I get checks and whatnot. But I don't I don't use credit to buy material. I just buy it and then I get paid. But I've forged some pretty good relationships up until recently.
Right.
But anyway, so we have gone on this ramble quest.
This has been a good one, man.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I feel like we talked about some good shit.
We were going to talk about Dragon Ball Z, but we got fucking
save that
sidetracked.
for the next episode.
Next episode. Hey, thank you for watching. Personally, whoever you are, that one person. We love you.
Those are for you.
Yeah, that's your D.
I love you. I'll give you a big old forehead kiss when I see you.
Yes, like your D.
I won't do that, but I'll give you a forehead kiss. He'll lick the foreskin.
Like and subscribe.
Follow, comment.
Thank you for tuning into the LavaSlug podcast.
We want to hear what you guys have to say.
Time to get into the fucking lava.
But till next time, go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Just fuck yourself, San Diego. Time to suck your dick.
Fucking out.
Lava.